Hi guys, welcome back, and this is the first ever Minecraft video. So currently we're inside of this aircraft, which is the aircraft you're spawned into when you come into the map. And basically now we've walked in to what is now the city. So if I zoom in for you guys, I will show you what it says. It says, "Welcome to the city of Malta. This city was built by Mr. Thorn 44, which is me, using about 1 million Minecraft pods." That's an estimate, guys. It's not going to be probably about 1 million Minecraft pods. I haven't actually counted and counting. Have fun touring this city. Updated 25th of the 12th, 2020 at 17:16, which is the time when this was updated. So, shows that this is basically then what the airport is. So you've got, this is where your departure gates and your main gates will be, and there's more aircraft that will go on once it's ready. And so here we go, out we go, and here we've got what's known as a VC-10. VC-10s were commonly used by BOAC back in the day and RAF Transport Command, and they used to fly out of Lynham before Lynham got what's known as the Navy as decommissioned, but stopped flying, and they were transferred to RAF Rise Norton before finally being taken out of service. So we've got the big engines at the back that would normally fire starter up, and you've got, it basically looks like a mini linear jet, but she wasn't. She was a big aircraft and cutting edge for her time. So here we have another aircraft, which is what's known as this is also run by BOAC and RAF Transport Command. This is the de Havilland Comet 4. De Havilland Comets built the well-known aircraft called the Mosquito during the war. This is one of their transport aircraft that they designed to build. And this nose bit, everybody thinks it's actually the air-to-air refuel prong. It's not. It's a little radio prong so that they could talk back to base and radios and stuff. So here we've got, she's lining up on runway 64 for takeoff for probably a westerly departure, and we've got the other runway, which is runway 63, which is normally used just for the military aircraft, and this is our commercial aircraft runway because this is a joint runway. It's basically owned by the military, and it's owned by the military still and the Civvy Street. So here we got I haven't had a chance to show you yet, but this is going to be where the firefighting units will be, and we've got some parking bays for a couple of other vehicles. Here we've got air traffic control, also known as the tower, and so you can see that there's where everybody thinks most of these buildings aren't detailed yet because I haven't had a chance to. So you'll see some bare buildings in this, so don't be alarmed that I haven't or why haven't you done it, Aaron? It's because I haven't actually had time yet. So, and we've got a big radar dish and one of the windsocks. So give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, it's a good thing that I have this. So when we walk out of here, we've got, here we go, welcome to Lynham International Airport, and then here we got what's known in the trade as RAF crew only. So this shows that it's going to only house RAF personnel. So now, not anything else. So yeah, and then here we got the normal car park. So here we have what's known as, what I'm doing is school, uni and college. I've gone to school already. This is I can't remember now. It's a 3-story building. Some lovely windows and arches. Here's one of the, this is going to be what the uni building is. It hasn't been built because we've been working on other projects. Well, I've been working on other projects. This is the secondary accommodation block with what's known as a door docking system. So you'll have stairs in the other one and stairs in this one, which you can then go between the two, and it's like a platform that you walk across there, and it's enclosed and everything so you don't get wet. And here we can show you, because this one's currently under construction, what the bare bones of these accommodation blocks are going to look like. So you can see that it's basically the exact same on the top as it is on the bottom. So they're just skeletons, and it's good that I've done it this way because it's modular. So all of these along this way and all of these along that way are all modular, so it's quick and easy to build. And as you can see, we've only got a couple of floors and then we're done this one. And so here we have the train station. Train station serves the whole of the school, and it's very useful. So yeah, and that way is towards the cargo unit, so that's where all the food and their produce and stuff for the kitchens and or the galleys come. And then this is one of their trains that they take all kids home on. And then we have we have Flying Scotsman, which is the most recent the new Flying Scotsman with her smoke deflectors on, and not the old Flying Scotsman that I like, which is the apple green variant, and she's pulls like a trooper. So here we have the Duchess of Sutherland, I can't speak today, Sutherland, and this is pulling some coal, and Flying Scotsman pulling coaches as you would do. This is one of the Intercity 125 coaches, but Intercity 125 trains that I'm going to have, and the Virgin Pendolino, which is hiding behind the Transpennine Express locomotive, which is all detailed. The Intercity 125 isn't detailed yet inside, but the Virgin Pendolino and I think the Transpennine one's... No, the Transpennine one isn't furnished inside yet. So if we let's head this way actually. So here we've got the Virgin Pendolino. This is a diesel train that runs between London, King's Cross and Edinburgh Waverley on the what's known as the East Coast Main Line service, but it also runs down to Bristol across the Brunel Bridge. So yeah, and if you see like these, if I keep walking towards, you've got these buffers. Buffers are good because it stops these guys rolling off the tracks. That's why they were rented. If you start seeing these things around, don't be alarmed, don't be fretful, but point them out to me and say, "Oh, Aaron, I spotted this at this time at this position," because these show you have all the items I need for certain sections of the project. It keeps them all safe, so I don't have to get rid of them and then have to remember what I've got to get out. So here we got the train station. The train station was built before I started building the train, so it's kind of not to true scale with the locos, and I thought I was going to build some of my own design locos here. Here we got the Transpennine leaving, and here we have the Evening Star, which I like. It has its own firebox, so it's actually lit inside. So here we have the ScotRail train. ScotRail is a service that runs around Scotland, and this is a 3-car concept. Normally you can get 4 or 7-car concepts, but I've got a 3-car concept because I've only got the space for a 3-car concept. On this track that we're currently cutting to make ready will be the Royal train, which will be pulled by a Battle of Britain class Tangmere Battle of Britain class locomotive called Sir Winston Churchill, which I've got a reference picture to in the Minecraft folder I have. Here we have a first Great Western train for that's based off the Reading ones that you used to have. So if you could go in, here's the cab, so this is where the driver goes, and these levers actually hide a secret feature. Underneath here are the lights, so when he pulls the levers to open the doors, he's actually turning the lights on as well. So he's turning the lights on and opening the doors in the cab. And so we'll just get back in, and then in here we've got the whole carriage. So we've got 3-car concept, because she's a 3-car concept. Concept meaning no, she's a 2-car concept. How have I done that? Oh yeah, because the ends are different. So she's a 2-car concept. Normally she'd be a 3, or a 4, but because I've got only a little space, I've done it as a 2-car concept. And here we're going to have a J37 pulling some coal, or probably pulling another passenger train. Here we have which will be what will be the engine shed. And currently we've got a lovely Minecraft locomotive built here. It was designed by Crafty Fox on YouTube and then built by myself, but with some severe modification because of he does it to 5 block wide track, and I've got it to 5 block wide track, but thick track. Well, I've got it on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 track on occasions. I've got it to 7 block wide track, so mine has to. All my locos are thicker because of the weight and the distance between the two. So here we have some graffiti, but graffiti in nice LMS, LNER. These are like the old railway companies back in the day. You used to have 3 railway companies. You had the GWR, which you still have, the LNER, the LMS, and the Southern. And so here we have a front facade of a building, which is actually the entrance to the train station, which is designed by my good friend Oliver. And I'll just turn this rain off because this rain is annoying. But I've built it in my city and used it, and he's happy with it. And then in here we can kind of see, I'll go in to make it a little bit easier for you. Sorry if I'm going a bit quickly. We've got the places where you actually purchase your tickets from, and then once you purchase your tickets you can go upstairs to what will be the cafe. This hasn't been detailed or anything yet in. And then behind that wall, that false wall, is actually the ops room for commanding and controlling all the locomotives. And here we have the barriers, like at London. You open the barrier, you go through the barrier, and then you're on the concourse for the platform. And then here we have all 15, 16, can't remember now, all 15 platforms. And then you press one of the buttons, so press this button, and then you're out. And then if you're coming in from the other way, you press the button again, you come back in, and then you can go back down through the this barrier. So you have to push this barrier. So this is why you have to have a ticket, because you can't get through the barrier otherwise. Because even if you don't have a ticket, you can still get through the barrier for some reason. I need to make a modification to that so that it stops. So which way should we go? Right, let's get back onto the tracks. I know it's dangerous, but I'm the host of the world. I can do whatever I like, and we'll go very quickly. Whoosh, climb to about there. Here, yeah. This is a tunnel I built because my world is, or my city is super flat. I have no tunnels or cuttings I can make manually. Oh well, with mountains and stuff. So I built a flat top mountain, which I'm gonna build a bit more on to make a bit more of a hilly mountain and some terrain and stuff. But way there, right in the sky, we'll climb to it just to make it easier, is the start of a new project I'm doing, which is a new build I'm building. You might see a couple of videos of me working on this channel. It's called the Space Battleship Yamato, which is from the 1980-1990s TV show Space Battleship Yamato. So this is a battleship that flies through space and beats up bad guys, basically. And here, also, whilst we're in the air, we will visit the current project I'm working on, which is following a tutorial on YouTube, as this video will be going on, called for Air Force One. But instead of it being blue and white and blue, it's purple and white, because one of my friends wanted to be a secondary host and they wanted to have a big Boeing modified 747 in the map, so I built them a modified 747 in the map for them. Okay, then back down to the ground. Here we got the football stadium for the kids, so that when the children are playing in the playground, for the younger lot, they can play football, and there'll be a tennis court behind that. Let me just sort day out, go to day. So here, if we go now down what will be the path, we go down here. Here we've got the car park. So, yep, this is very cool. And here is my embassy, which is a small embassy, but it's this colour because it's going to soon have a sign on it, like a blue plaque. Blue plaques are like as you know, blue plaques are circular things that are normally found on historic buildings for people who lived there or people that of importance that worked or lived here. And this is one of the ones that's going to have one, because this actually, ladies and gentlemen, is the front of it is designed from the original 1980, 30th of October 1980, somewhere, Iranian embassy siege of 1980. So when, and this is where the SAS, which is known as Special Air Service, went through the window. I've kept it so that the windows are blown out, so it looks like it was back when they gave it to us. Because this city is basically, the history of this city is very complicated. What's happened is, I will explain shortly when we get to one of the other historic structures. So here we have a bit of forest, and here we have a house. We have multiple houses in the city, so I won't show you all of them, but this is one of our designs for a house. Here we have a fire station, which has the best feature in it, and I love it because I can do it. So if we walk slowly up the stairs, we will, oh sugar, I pressed the button, press my inventory, and the alarms are going off. We hit the button, go through here, we got the pole, doing, doing, and this is basically my fireman's pot, which is made up of sponge at the bottom to protect guys from falling, and a big long set of wooden sticks, or wooden ventilator gates, or posts to get it. So here we have some more houses, which is good, which are all the exact same, it's just all joined together. Here we have a bank. This is going to be the City of Malta Bank, which is going to house all the money in the currency for the city. And then down this road leads to a special bit that I'm currently working on with a couple of my mates, and I think myself, just myself I think, this is going to be what's known as the United Federation of Planets headquarters. So that's what, and because this is the old USS Enterprise, if anybody knows from the show Star Trek, you had the Starship Enterprise. This is the Enterprise, but because it's been embedded itself into the dirt of my city, I've just decided to make it a thing that is part of the headquarters. So you walk through what would be the cargo bay or the ship bay, and you go up through the ladder and you go up into the city, well, up into the main dish to go into the dish. And behind that, or in front of that, to the side of it, whatever you want to call it, we have some more shops. So here we have one of the shops that is going to be a fishing shop, and we have an Adidas, Nike, I think it's Adidas shoebox set shop that's going to have some furniture in it. We've got a Waitrose, some more houses and stuff. And if you keep walking down this street, I'm just going to go really quickly, guys. Sorry about that. We have a Primark, and we also have a Poundland, but this is my favourite one. This is a McCall's shop, and McCall's is a retail chain that works in the United Kingdom and I think Ireland as well, but I'm not 100% sure. So yeah. And behind here we have the tills and the post office, because this one has a combi post office, which is actually the one that's based off of the one I work at. So yeah, but I like the sign. The sign's cool. Very hard to engineer, but I've engineered it very well. And then here we have the brain's gone dead. The centre something. But yeah, this is like the community centre. So we've got some blue carpet with some red carpet in there, which is actually known as our taekwondo mat. So this is where they do their taekwondo. The kids will go and do taekwondo and fight and do sparring and training. And then this is another person, one of our artists in the city that lives in the city, actually has done and graffitied nicely for on behalf of the government and the king, or known as me, has graffitied onto the side of some buildings the City of Malta flag, which is actually based off of the country Malta's flag. So you have the George Cross, and then the white and the red. as well. So here we have some more buildings. So here's the housing estate. And if we race down to here, we've got the main my house. So you have details inside of that and everything. And you have for the people, but I'm already going to get rid of those because they're awful. You got then more houses. This is Friend Street, so this has all my friends' houses that I built for them in it, plus my secret HQ ops room that controls all of the radar and threats coming into the city to protect it at all costs. And so here we have our Tesco's, and something that I find will probably be happy is bakery. But this bakery is actually inspired by somebody I saw in a YouTube video called Stampy's Hot Buns. So I have recreated a said Minecraft cake, and I'm going to name it Stampy's Hot Buns. But instead of calling it Stampy's Hot Buns, I'm going to call it Stampy's Bread Buns. So here we have flat houses, and we have, I think it's in one of them, I think it's in the middle one, can't remember which side, but we'll go up and have a look. Midsection, I know it's in. Where's the midsection? Oh, I think it didn't save it. Oh, no, it did save itself. Just found it. This is one of my mate's house that I built for him, or a flat that I built for him, or decked out for him because they wanted a flat. And this is one of their flat houses that they've got. And here we have some more houses plus another friend's house. We have a fire engine. This is one of my not very good fire engines. This is the first fire engine I tried with the design from Lego has, but it didn't come out too great, and I kind of then abandoned it. Here we got another tunnel, or another underground, so, and it looks like the M25. It's very chock-a-block, very quickly. And we got lorries and cars, and big massive Eddie Stobart lorry who's actually regretting coming down this way of the road because he knows he's not going to fit. Yeah, and here, hidden behind here, is my not very good attempt at trying to do the Cambridge Military Hospital. The Cambridge Military Hospital is a hospital that's still standing, and it's in Aldershot, which is home of the British Army. So here, this is my interpretation of it. We've got a bridge going across, and then this is the big motorway that runs all the way to the airport. And in here we have the original train station. So, where's the sign that tells me? Ah, here's the sign. So I'll just zoom you guys in so you can see. And I've just had a look at the battery life on this. So you can't really see, but I'm going to put you straight so you can see. This monument is a monument to the city of Malta history during World War I and World War II. So basically, this city is a testament to all the people who served, and also, rats, I hate this. Doing this one of its auto saves. So I'm just quickly going to pause the video here, guys, and then hope. Oh, no, it's coming back to life now. So hopefully it'll be a quick auto save. Nope, but yep, it's a quick auto save. This is basically one of the buildings that I have designed to remember the people who served, gave the ultimate sacrifice in both World War I and World War II, both for the United Kingdom and her allies, as well as this island called Malta, which was the most bombed place on earth that the Germans and the Italians bombed to smithereens and Kingdom Come. So this is one of the old train stations that they had in the city, and so I have built it and then used some TNT and my good old 1-2 punching action, and broke it and caused some breaks in the walls and some glass breaks and everything, and boarded up some of the tracks to make it look like it's been bombed out and been wrecked and ruined by lots of bombs, so it makes it look like actually she has served a purpose and she's still serving a purpose for the United Kingdom's history and legacy. But sadly some of it has deteriorated so badly because of the bombs that fell on it that we've had to put stabilisation systems up to hold it in place, otherwise the water here, which is part of our harbour, which I'm just about to get to, will cascade in and flood the place, and it won't be pleasant for the residents and people who are visiting it. Here we have the first fire station I built, which is not ideal, but it was designed very weakly. And let's just quickly turn the rain off. And so we have a couple of bridges and a castle I have built. But before we get to the castle, here we have Big Ben. Big Ben is a structure in London that is chimes when it's the hours, and yeah, you can tell your time with it. This is one of the castles that I built, but it's actually now a museum because I used to live in this castle, but I decided to build a bigger house, and then I put the scaffolding up to show this is where people would have been executed, and then you got some cannons and defensive structures around it and some other bits and bobs. Here we have the hospital. So we have the main hospital, which is where a couple of our MASH helicopters, which is unique because they are a very unique design. Very hard to engineer, but a unique design nonetheless. We're coming into land on the pad, for the main hospital. You have the children's section behind, the X-ray unit, and then the day centre. So this is where people go in just for the day if they're not feeling well or anything. And then we have some skyscrapers running up into the sky. Another USS Enterprise. This one is the NCC 1701A variant. So this is the modified, brought it back to life variant. And then we have another Big Ben clock tower. Instead of it being made out of gold, it's made out of emeralds. So these are emerald blocks, as you can see. And once we're in the air, we'll race over to here. We've got another air ambulance that's on finals for landing at what will be now either the Norfolk, not Norfolk and Norwich, because that's actually a hospital area, the City of Malta Hospital, or Malta Hospice. I haven't named it yet. And then we have here, we have the Red Arrows flying in a what's known as a V formation, trailing their famous red, white and blue smoke. I built this one via a tutorial and then just copied them, doing it multiple times and just remembering what the tutorial said and just doing it. Here we have what's known as we have the BBMF flying at probably 60-70 blocks above the ground in a V formation. We have the Hurricane, Spitfire and the Lancaster that's flying, and then we have a 5-ship of Avatar gunships also flying, and we have right up there, which I can't always get to because it's so flipping high up, but I'll try, is a P-51D Mustang with red tail colours against a German Messerschmitt Bf 109F or E, I can't remember which one it is. I think it's a F variant because, yeah, this is the F variant, attacking it and shooting it down, which is good because I like military things, as you can see from here. We've got, this is one of my mates' houses that I built for them, but because they wanted it unique and they were a member of the City of Malta team that I had set up, they had and they wanted a castle. I built a castle, but then I built a lot of defence structures around it, as well as a helipad with a helicopter on it and a aircraft you see up, because she's actually a member of royalty, same as I am. I am in the city. We are members of royalty, and so we have the royal standard flying from her flagpole. We have some surface-to-air guided missile tubes, surface-to-air guided missile tubes, and surface-to-air normal missile tubes, cannon, phalanx guns, which is known as close-in weapon systems. They fire about 300 plus rounds off a second, so flipping fast. We have a Safeways lorry, which is delivering all the food to the McCall store, like it does in real life, which is quite good. So here we have another vehicle on the bridge. This is one of my designer's houses that I built. He built for himself in my city, and then I put a sign there saying that this is Mr. Oliver Atkins' house, second builder and designer. So he is a secondary builder like me, which will build most of the structures and deck out most of the structures, and he helped design 90% of what I wanted, where I wanted it, and how I wanted it. Here we have some train tracks which run on the same train track system that runs straight down to the station. And here we have one of the other engines that I have running across the level crossing, which I like because I've actually I put like little flashy lights in it and made it good. And this is one of the best things I love. If I throw the switch, the first switch is a signal to tell it to stop at the station. And if it's okay and the track's clear, which it is always, the green signal goes out, and it's actually then but all the mechanism and all the wiring and all the technical stuff is hidden behind this big slab at the back. Here we have a point, and on this little point is a little Welsh engine called Ivor. Ivor is a little Welsh engine from the TV show Ivor the Engine, which I have built, and yeah, she's cute. He's a little cute. He's a little cute engine. I love him. He's cute. Here we have the NASA Museum. So this hasn't been finished yet, but this is going to be what will be the NASA Museum, having some rockets and space shuttles and stuff. And this is the space shuttle Atlantis from the from the film Space Camp. So this is the one that gets shot into space with the guys aboard, and they go into space and everything. And they've got solid rocket boosters, the fuel tanks, and the pad. Here we have the main NASA, which has a different logo to the Museum NASA, and also sits on a little stand. And here we have the Space Shuttle Freedom. And so you have the City of Malta flag that actually looks, I think, like the Polish flag. Let me have a look. Let me zoom in and have a look. Yeah, that does look like the Polish flag. And so yeah. And so yeah, and then we have the NASA flag down there, and that's locked in to the pad with the solid rocket boosters, the fuel tank also locked in, but this time it's actually better because the ends of it are locked in properly, and you've got the pins holding it properly, and yeah, it's been engineered better. And you've got the door which goes into the bay for the shuttle, and then I can't really see, but you go up that way and you go into the main heart of the shuttle, and this is what the gantry will be. And let's go into the harbour before we get to the newest section of my construction. Well, the two newest bits of my construction. So here we have the harbour. This is the first one I built, which was the aircraft carrier HMS Newport, HMS Jumpall Jones. I can't remember what I called it, but I called it something very long ago, and then I didn't put a sign for it or a number. So she's just an aircraft carrier sailing through. Here we have the patrol boat HMS Hammersley. So this is from the TV show Sea Patrols, set in Australia, which is nice. See, I tried to do an Australian accent then. And so yeah, she's got a Typhoon gun at the front, some ribs at the back, and then all her radar and stuff. And this was also a tutorial. This is one I built myself, which is R12 HMS Hermes, my dad's actual ship. He's served on her, and he had well over time, so I've done the ramp for it and everything. Here's a Type 23 frigate, also a tutorial with a helicopter as well being a tutorial. And there's surface-to-air missiles in there, Sea Viper missiles, and a 5-inch heavy-duty cannon. We've got some work I'm doing on the harbour. And here, very big because of the big structure in there is too large and I can't actually do it, is a Shannon class all-weather lifeboat. This is my RNLI section, which hasn't been finished decorating yet, but she is slowly getting done. And here we have all the lifeboats. So here we have, I'll look through the window, try and get it so that you guys see those bits. You got the D, or that's the D class, and then you've got the D class, and that's the B class, B class, D class, and they're all on the trades with the tractors. They come out, go into the water, and then go off to do their rescues. And then that's the building, and you've got RNLI written on the side. You've got the RNLI flag, which looks a bit near, but I kind of like it. And then a big sign that says RNLI on the side of it, which is really cool. And here, it's my newest build I've been working on, which is a theatre based on the Queen's Theatre in London, which is currently showing Les Miserables, which is a musical film and everything. So, and because I haven't put the roof on, you can actually see what I've been doing. So here we've got the front of house, we've got then the main theatre, so you've got the front seats, the top seat, middle seats and the top seats. So you can see there's more on the bottom that are hid. There's, if we go into it, you've got a lot on the bottom, then only a little bit on the top, middle, and then a tiny amount on the top. So you can see that there is a lot more. And then you've got they're currently on the barricade scene in the show, and then you've got the dressing rooms for all the actors and actresses, and stage door is just here, and then this is all where all the actors and actresses who are starring in it are. And that's basically it, guys. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And oh, just before we go, I've just remembered something. I haven't shown you this. This is my MASH train. So this is based off of the show MASH, which is about the Mobile Army Surgical Hospital, 4472. Oh, sorry, 4477 Mobile Army Surgical Hospital, and she is a train, steamy, and I didn't like how I designed it because of the boiler and everything, and it didn't really come out well. But then I've got a lovely ambulance unit at the back, which I like, and then you've got the steps coming down with the ambulance and stuff, and it would have had a footbridge to get the driving crew over, but because of the height of the thing, and also that the train needs to get down the track and get coupled up to it, because there's no little engine to do it, the bridge isn't there anymore. So I'm gonna say thank you very much for watching, and I will probably leave you with some nice shots. Well, a shot you looking at the best ship in the house, HMS Iron Duke. Bye for now.